I don't live here. I live here. This is their river. This is my river. I don't truly know this, but I know this. In spring 2008, I flew to Nepal on a documentary team to film human rights victims searching for justice and to cover historic elections that would overturn an ancient repressive monarchy. My first time out of America, and I found myself in a third world country. Filming Maoists rallying for victory, families affected by enforced disappearances, hunger-striking Tibetans protesting China's injustice, the insane chaotic traffic of Kathmandu, villagers, farmers, old leaders, new leaders. Little did I know, beneath all the politics, protests, poverty, and war, I'd find something beautiful, something that touched me personally. I was born, raised, and still live in the same middle-class Southern California suburb. My house isn't a mansion by our standards. I park my old funky car at school between the latest BMWs. I don't really have the money to buy designer clothes, but I go out to eat with my friends, and I always have cash, a cell phone, and a credit card in my pocket. One would assume the happiness quotient is higher in my neighborhood, but the truth is, a lot of stresses come with it. Although it's one of the world's least developed and poorest countries, Nepal differs from other poverty-stricken areas due to its wealth of natural resources. This causes many people to be farmers, providing them with food, shelter, and irrigation water, as adequate sanitation and safe drinking water are basic problems for over half the population. Much of the country has no electricity. Even their major city, Kathmandu, experiences 8 hours of forced blackouts every day. At times, food and family are all they have. They don't own the latest amenities, and their children don't beg for the newest toys. Children play with broken tires and imagination. And many times, I felt jealous of certain communities. They're so close. They have time to play in the river, to sit in a circle laughing, to spend with families who deeply respect elders and love their children. I don't even know the full names of my next-door neighbors, but I know lots of kids in my neighborhood who take prescription pills because they're unhappy or don't fit in, which actually isn't surprising because in 2007, 30 million patients in the United States spent a total of $12 billion on antidepressants. That's more people than the entire population of Nepal and nearly $3 billion more than Nepal's gross domestic product. Everybody deserves human rights, food, and shelter, but they also deserve not to be crushed by the stress of commercialism, corporate greed, and the constant pressure to get ahead without time for themselves and their family. I understand now how much a person needs to be a global citizen, and the key to happiness isn't the next new shiny toy. It's giving to and connecting with other people and other cultures. It's finding your place in the world and having time to breathe with the people you love. Upon return to my village, my car looked like a gross luxury. My tract home is a mansion. I spend $10 on a shirt thinking it's a bargain, while the majority of people in Nepal don't even have a job, and those lucky enough to find one make an average of less than $1 a day. I feel every teenager in a developed society should be required to thoroughly experience a third world country. Teens would understand how much their peers in a place like Nepal have to offer, even though their experiences may be so different. I was worried my camera would separate me from the people, but it brought us closer. A moment frozen in time was a gift I could give. Even with so-called nothing, the people of Nepal are warm, welcoming, and beam while greeting you with a sincere namaste, which literally means, I bow to the common spiritual divinity in you. I honor that place in you, in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you, which is of love, of truth, of light, and of peace. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one.
Lift my legs, 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 and drop the complaints of your love.